There we go. Sorry, I don't have anybody here to tell me that they can't hear my audio except for Cemetery in the chat there. But I don't know what it is. Hangouts, for some reason, it just stops. I don't know what it is. Any other live stream I go on, I'm okay. But if it's a Hangouts, the audio just quit working like a month ago or something like that. But what I was saying was live again on a Monday, like usual. And wasn't live last Monday, but there's a good reason behind that. I'll talk about it in a little bit. We'll just wait for a few more people to get in because I just don't want to repeat myself a bunch of times. So what's up? I am into pain. And Cemetery, what's going on? I said hi to Cemetery, but that's when I realized my microphone wasn't working. I don't know what it is about Hangouts, but for some reason the microphone just does not want to work. But yeah, here we go again. Monday, figured I'd started a little bit late. I was busy playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I've been playing that like crazy lately. I just beat Assassin's Creed Origin. I did that in 6 days, which I don't think that's going to happen with Odyssey because I'm 5 days into Odyssey right now, and I am nowhere near being close to even beating it. But yeah, I love these games, man. I got Black Flag was my first Assassin's Creed I ever had, and then I played Origins. I almost beat Black Flag, but then I got my PlayStation 4, and I was like, I don't have time to play with PlayStation 3. I'm just going to jump to PlayStation 4. So I started playing, I played Grand Theft for a while, and then I jumped onto Assassin's Creed Origins. Awesome game. It's like one of my favorite games. Same with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Amazing game. I've been having a ton of fun with it. Trying to go through and beat everything as I'm going and not just like jump, like Susie always makes fun of me about just going for the main storyline and stuff like that. I'm trying to beat all the little side quests and all the little goofy stuff that you're supposed to be beating. But so that's why I've been taking so long. Does that mean I am into pain? One want an AR Creed. Wait, you want Assassin's Creed? If you want it, definitely get one of these, Origin or Odyssey. They are amazing. As a matter of fact, once I beat Odyssey, I'm probably going to go and figure out whatever game was before, either between Origin and Odyssey or before Origin, and just keep going down the line and just keep playing them all. But they're a lot of fun, man. I've been having a pile of fun with those suckers. Grand Theft, of course. I love playing that. I haven't played that for a while. That casino update just came out. I haven't even got the update. That's how long it's been since I actually played last. Because I've just been playing Assassin's Creed lately. So, but I guess we got enough people here. So last Monday, I was not live. I actually messed myself up pretty good. I ended up getting heat stroke, like very bad, passing out. Like I was messed up probably for about a week. Like I think just this weekend I started feeling a little bit better. That's why I wasn't live last Monday. I was going to, but I ended up coming home. I sat in the shower, and by sat, I mean literally sat down in the shower with the water just pouring on me, and I just sat there for 40 minutes trying to absorb as much water as I could back into my skin and stuff like that. I did that for like 40 minutes, and then I was like, I am so hungry, I have to eat something. So I came out here, sat down in this chair, and passed out for 5 hours. And I ended up waking up at like 11 o'clock at night. So at that point, I was like, I don't think I'm going to go ahead and go live tonight. So that's why I didn't go live last Monday. And then I was going to go live on Tuesday. And then I got heat stroke again on Tuesday. Like I worked half the day and I got heat stroke really bad again. I didn't pass out that time, though. The first time, I totally passed out. I ended up like getting blurry vision and everything and went back to the truck. Like just left the door wide open and just sat in the truck, I was just sitting there like trying to keep my head up, and like whenever I had vision, it was like blurred and doubled and stuff like that. And then next thing I know, I was just like, people were waking me up, like asking me if I'm okay. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I realized I passed out. So, what up, Fury? I don't know about that, man. I don't know. You think heat stroke will mess you up? How about some near-death alcoholism? That'll really mess you up. You wake up in the morning and like your body is just like, you feel the steam coming out of your shirt, and like you can't stop shaking, and yeah, there's all kind of crazy. Your stomach's all messed up, and it's kind of like heat stroke, but different. You know, you did it to yourself. Maybe I did it to myself with the heat stroke too, but yeah. Oh man, overhead cranes. That's one thing I've never done. I've never operated a crane or worked on a crane. Yeah. Well, I know what heat's all about. I used to work in a pizza oven, well, pizza shop. I worked the ovens at a pizza shop, and it was, I think our coldest oven was like 450 degrees, and then our high oven was like 600, 650, something like that. And I stood right in front of those things for like 12 hours a day. So that was the first time I ever got heat stroke. And that didn't really mess me up as bad as Monday. Monday really, really messed me up like for an entire week. Whereas when I got it at the pizza oven, I pretty much just went outside, sat on a deck for like an hour, like passed out. And then someone brought me a beer and was like, drink this beer. And I was like, there is no way that's going to help me. And then I drank the beer and I was like, holy crap, I can't believe that worked. But Monday, no, beer did not help whatsoever. Water didn't help. Nothing helped. I ate food, didn't help. I was just absolutely messed up. So, and then I was going to try to go live on Tuesday, but then I got a heat stroke again Tuesday. Not nearly as bad, but I still had it. And I think between the 2 days, that's what messed me up for like the rest of the week. And that's where I was just like, nah, I'm not even going to try to go live again. I did go live like with some video games and stuff like that, but I wasn't about to just sit here. With video games, at least you have something that keeps your mind going. Like whenever you do a live stream by yourself like this, you have to like pay attention to the chat. You have to think of things to say and stuff like that. And I was like, there's no way I could do that, because I guarantee I lost a lot of brain cells last Monday and Tuesday. Like a lot of brain cells, because I was not right. I was like a mumbling fool for a couple days. Like even a couple of the live streams, not counting the video game ones, but a couple of live streams that I did go on, like that's why I didn't talk a lot, because I was just sitting there, like my mind was trying to wrap my head around what other people were saying and stuff like that. Get out of there. And just trying to focus on the conversation, like just took me out of it. It was amazing. I really can't believe how messed up that stuff, the heat did to me. But oh yeah, well, when I got heat stroke on Monday, it was like 104 degrees outside. I have no clue what the humidity was, but I was in the full sun. Like there was no shade whatsoever the entire day. I mean, from 8 o'clock in the morning until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, full sun. I got sunburnt. Like I got a big old red neck and stuff like that. Like my ears were starting to burn. My arms, my legs. I got goofy little sock marks from where I was wearing socks, which I don't like doing, but yeah, it was pretty dang hot. And I was in the sand. So I don't know if you know about like when it's really hot and you're in the sand, because the sand will reflect the sun up too. So not only are you getting it from above, but you're getting it from below too. And yeah, it was pretty much messed me up pretty good. So, but that's why I wasn't live last Monday. But here I am. It's another Monday. I'm live. So, and what was it? Two of the regular people that come on here. One already said they didn't want to, or no, well, both of them said they didn't want to come on tonight. And so I said, heck with it. I'm not even going to ask anybody else. And I just hit the live button. I figured, screw it. I've done live streams by myself before. I'll just go ahead and do them again. So, but, you know, no big deal. Just another Monday on a live stream. Got like some kind of eyelash in my eye. So what's everybody else getting up to? What's up, Brando? Wait. Wait, what does that mean? Do it in FR clothing? You mean full clothing? And no breaks? That would suck. When it's hot out, I do not want to be wearing long sleeves, long pants. I don't even want to be wearing shoes. I hate that, man. I like wearing the least amount of clothes that I can. I know that's probably not that smart. You get full exposure to the sun, but normally I start doing that as soon as it starts getting warm. So by the time it actually gets to 100 degrees, I already got full, flame resistant. Nice. That sucks. But normally by the time it gets hot, I already have like a permanent tan going on. And what the hell do I do now? Oh, that's neat. But no, by then usually I have like full tan and stuff like that. Like I remember one year I had this one lady, actually it was my buddy's mom. She was kind of flirting with me. And she was asking me why I looked like I was like from Puerto Rico or something. But that's how much sun I got already that year. And that was like in mid-May. It must have been like mid-May. And but yeah, by that time I already had like I was working with my shirt off and everything. So like pretty much my entire upper torso was just like bronze, you know, because I don't know about you guys, but I only burn once. So I go out there and just get some sun, and you do that a couple times and then that's it. I don't ever get a sunburn. But wear an Arctic suit. That sucks. In the heat? That would suck. Your hard hat smells like an armpit. Oh yeah, I know about that one. I had my last job. That's why I got Heatstroke. Was my last job. They wouldn't let you have tattoos showing. So I mean, I got tattoos all over the place. So I had to wear like full sleeves. And, those goofy sleeves that you buy, those compression sleeves, I had to wear them on my legs too. And then you're only allowed one piercing. And obviously I got 3 in here and I got 2 over here and I wasn't about to take them out. So I would put like a regular hat on and then I had a beanie that I would fold down over top of it so that it would cover up my ears. So, but that hat smelled like a freaking armpit too. But that's because it was a black hat with a black beanie in the sun in the middle of the summer. So I was just sitting there sweating all the time. And I hate throwing hats like in the washing machine. You got to like throw them in the dishwasher. And I hate my dishwasher. No sun, just tons of heat. That sucks. No, I've never had a job like that. Every job I've ever had, I work outside in the sun. Normally it's, in the sun, out of the sun, in the sun, out of the sun. But this last job, holy crap, man. It was just, nope, you're in the sun all day long. Like, you're not coming out of the sun at all. And like I said, we're in the sand too. So it made it even worse. See, that's what I used to do, Cemetery. I used to wear, well, actually, I didn't even wear flip-flops. I just wore Speedos. And, or not Speedos, board shorts. My bad. Speedos makes it even funnier. But no, I mean I was a pool guy, so I'd wear board shorts because I'd have to get into pools every once in a while, and then because I was doing pools, like I just would leave my flip flops in a truck. Like I wouldn't even bother putting my flip flops on, and like I never had a tan line like below the knee. Like it was always like my foot was just as tan as the rest of my leg. So what's up, tallying around the world? Yeah, I same here. Agree. I am into pain. I would much rather be working outside. Um, like I said, every job I've ever had, I worked outside. I would hate it if I had to have a job where I had to like sit in the air conditioning in front of a computer and sit all day long. I hate that. I'd much rather be outside, moving around, walking, being in the sun and all that stuff. Do not like being inside. I mean, I don't mind going inside, but I don't want to I don't want to have to be forced to stay inside. That I mean, can you hear it? I'm still like slurring my speech and stuff, and that's not the beer because I've only had a couple beers. That's still the heat stroke that's messing me up, man. What up, Eric? What else we got here? Brandon says working inside shipping containers is loads of fun. My last job, we had shipping containers, but they were just like big storage sheds. They weren't like, you know, probably I don't know what you do, but I'm sure you do like professional working with storage containers. Ours was like, we got one, it was cheap, and let's put all our tools in there, and that way we can lock it up, kind of thing. I am into pain. Says I want to go naked so everyone can laugh. That's pretty funny. Yep. Yeah, that's what I always say, Brando. I've only had 2 beers, I swear. Oh man. Nah, I don't have to worry about that because if I drink, I'm not driving. It's one of my rules to myself. Like, I'll let myself drink, but you're not driving. I don't care if you run out of beer, you're out of beer now. But that's just the way I do it. Like, and no exceptions. Like, well, I'll do exceptions like 2 beers. Like if I have 2 beers, I'll go ahead and drive. But anything more than 2 beers, nope. Even though I've had cops tell me that you can drink 3 beers and you'll be fine. But nope, not gonna do it. 2 beers, that's my limit. If I drink more than two, not gonna be driving whatsoever. But yeah, I remember when Bounty read Arctic and said, hey, Bounty did that a bunch of times. He called Eric Arctic. Jeez, oh man, like the first couple weeks he knew him, he called him Arctic Hale. But yeah, I remember that. And I remember being there. I think I corrected him one time. I was like, "It's Eric." He was like, "What do you mean? It's not Arctic. It's Eric." And he was like, "Wait, what?" And he looked at it again. He was like, "Oh my god! Like I didn't even notice that." That was pretty funny. Eric says, "I won't even drink 1 beer and drive." I will. I'll drink 2 beers and then drive, but that's it. But I don't know. I could probably drink 8 beers and drive and be fine as far as like, because that's one thing I always wanted to do. I wanted to go to like a closed course with the police and like other people too. So maybe they want to try it too. And just drink beer and then go on a closed course with a police officer and drive and have them judge my driving. Cause I'm willing to bet that I could drink like 8 beers and drive around and impress the hell out of the cops. But like I said, closed course because there's no way in hell I'm going on a real road and letting those guys give me a DUI over that stuff. Heck with that, man. Cemetery. Jeez, oh man, man. Slam a fifth and throw it at a cop car driving down the road. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. But I don't know. That's one thing. I've said this on the live stream a bunch of times, but that's one thing that bothers me. Like, why do we have these open container rules? Like, so what if you drank a beer, even while you were driving? Like, you shouldn't get penalized for having a beer that's empty, a beer can that's empty inside your car. Because all that does is give you incentive to whip that sucker out the window, and now you got litter all over the road. I mean, that's what people do anyway. I mean, I know because I live in a vacation area and people drink constantly around here. And that's what they do. They just throw their beer right out on the side of the road. You'll be driving down the road and there's a beer can, there's a beer bottle, there's a beer can. But if we had like this if we didn't have this stupid open container rule, they'd probably just throw them in the back seat and throw them away when they get home instead of just throwing them on the side of the road. But I've got all kind of crazy ideas. I think that you should be able to drink and drive, which blows people's mind, but I don't mean be drunk and drive. I mean drink and drive. Like, you get off work, you grab a beer, and you drive home and you drink it on the way home. That I don't see what the difference between pulling into a bar or even a gas station, chugging a beer real quick, hopping back in your car and driving down the road. I don't understand what the difference between that is, or driving down the road, sipping your beer as you drive home. It's the exact same thing to me, except you're probably not going to catch a buzz until you make it home if you just sip your beer the whole way home. Versus if you stop at the bar and chug a beer, well, now that beer is starting to hit you and now you're driving down the road. I mean, isn't that the point, to like be the safest as you can be while you're driving? But at the same time, if you're drunk while you're driving, well, then, you know, we got rules against that already. But you know me, I like to be all edgy and stuff. But I just think that would save a lot of, yeah. I mean, I know people that will swing by, like pull out of their work, drive 2 doors down, pull into the bar and just, you know, drink 2 beers and a shot, like right off the bat, and then hop in their vehicle and drive home. So like, what's the difference between that and just grabbing a beer and drinking it the whole way home? I think the second way would be a lot safer. But wait, what the hell? I think I'm picked up here. What does that say? We need to get one to give you a death stare for about a week first. Brandon says the cops would probably try to pepper spray me. Well, the good thing is it probably wouldn't work on you either. I thought pepper spray was like 15 million Scoville, and then we looked it up one night, and it's only like 2 or something like that, 1.5 or something. That's like a Reaper, which is kind of weird. I always thought it was like extract and stuff, but what's Italian say here? Having a farm fanatic. He said there was snow and in the road next to his house. There was some yellow snow, and he ate it. That's gross. And it's on video. Well, that's good. Gross, man. And Eric already saw the video. Oh, what's up, Pedro? What's up, Goham? How you doing? Was that they say you're not allowed to break 2 laws at one time? So if you're doing something wrong, follow all the other laws. Yeah, that's good. Good advice. And Brandon says he'd ask the cop for more pepper spray. I bet you would. You'd be like opening your mouth up and everything, like trying to get him to spray it in. Like, wait. Hit my burrito real quick. I have not seen that video about the snow. And I'm not going to either. What up, Sherry Watson? So what's everybody up to tonight? Another Monday. Well, I was going to say Monday live stream, but it's another Monday. I was just playing some Assassin's Creed for the last 4 hours and 40 minutes or something like that. So, nice. Go Ham's drinking. Me too. What do y'all want to talk about? I can talk about just about anything. Google Hangouts goes away in 2 days. Well, away from YouTube, that is. It'll still be there, but I guess you can't use it for YouTube. So everybody's trying to figure out what to do. I've been on some live streams with StreamYard. So in case anybody's looking for a Google Hangout replacement for YouTube, that is, check out, I think it's StreamYard. I keep calling it Lab. Let me check. StreamYard.com if you want. I guess I had a freaking moth. If you want to check it out, I haven't used it yet, but I've been on it a few times, and it's not bad. I don't have a problem with it. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I think I was on it last night. I think I was on it the night before. I can't remember. But one bad thing about it is you, instead of 10 people that you can have on your live stream, now you have 6. You can only have 6. So just know that going into it. But other than that, I mean, it seems about the same. Like I said, I haven't had my hands on the controls of it yet. But and I'm not even going to bother trying it until Hangouts is completely gone off of YouTube. That's why tonight I was like, screw it, I'm just doing Hangouts. Like, that's the way I know already, and I don't feel like trying to do another one. I should have did the stupid, what do they call it? Camera or whatever the heck they call it. If you go to live streaming, I think it's just called camera. I meant to do that, but I figure heck with it. Just do Hangouts. Yeah, well, yeah, Streamlabs is another one, but I know StreamYard is free. You can pay and get an upgraded version, but I don't think I'm going to pay for it. It kind of goes against me and the internet. Most everything on the internet's free. Who Goham? Who did the cops take care of? Did I miss that somewhere? About getting all right. What's up with Google Duo? I don't know. What is Google Duo? Is that going to be the new name for Hangouts or something? Or I don't know. I really have not been paying attention. I just know when I go live, it just pops up saying Google Hangouts is going away August 1st. So What Brandon says, Google is putting Hangouts features into another app of theirs. Yeah. Well, that's what they said. They're just rebranding it, but it won't be on YouTube, which sucks because, I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty used to it now. Almost 2 years I've been going live with everybody, and normally I just open up YouTube, break out the Hangouts, and boom, I'm off and running. So now I'm gonna have to figure out how to do the StreamYard or Streamlabs or whatever else I'm gonna do, OBS or the camera or I don't know, whatever. Go to your page and watch the junkie on the bike. All right. I've been way behind on all my videos. Actually, I was talking to Eric last night. I literally was going through a list of everybody's video like just yesterday that it came out that I didn't watch. I was like, this person, I didn't watch their video. This person, I didn't watch their video. This person, I didn't watch their video. But that's because a lot of the times when I have a free minute, I'm not watching videos. I'm playing Assassin's Creed and live streaming it and stuff like that. So Tanya wants to be like Eric when he grows up because Eric has perfect kids. That's nice. Go ham. What Google Duo is like Hangouts, but can you use it with YouTube? That might be just what they're rebranding Hangouts as. It might just be, you know, they changed the name from Hangouts to Duo. Oh, there's Pedro saying, I don't know if you could use Duo on YouTube, but I know they let you add a bunch of people to your video chats now, so maybe. Probably not. I think they're trying to separate the Google and YouTube brands. Brando says Google Duo is more of mobile video calling for mobile. Yeah, I haven't even heard of Google Duo yet, but like I said, I haven't been paying attention whatsoever. I have no clue what the hell FaceTime is. I had an iPhone for like 10 months or something like that, or 8 months, or however many months, and it said FaceTime on there, and I have no clue what the hell that means. I never once used it. Although I almost never used the stupid iPhone either. I hate iPhones. They just make no sense whatsoever. It's like they tried to make them the least complicated that they can. And by doing that, I don't know. To me, they're just lame. I just don't like them. But I've had an Android since Androids come out, so. I agree, Goham. iPhone sucks. I've had Motorola, Samsung, and Samsung, and an iPhone. And out of all of them, I would take any of those phones and give away the iPhone. Like, it was the worst phone I've ever had. The only thing I liked about the iPhone was Siri, and even Siri I didn't really like. I like the Google Assistant better. I like Alexa over there. She's a lot better. HTC G1. I don't even know what that is. I know HTC is a phone brand, but I don't know what the G1 is. I guess that is, I don't know, is that the top of the line phone right now? Like their top of the line phone? I've never had an HTC either. What up, Joe? Yeah, I mean, lately, I've had the Note 3 and the Note 5. That's been my phones lately. And I love the Note. I mean, gigantic friggin' screens, man. That's my favorite part about them. What the hell was that? They probably are, Brando. I don't know. I mean, if an iPhone is more secure than Android, it's probably because there's barely any options on the dang thing. Like, you can't do things. That's why I was told by somebody else why I don't like an iPhone. because I'm so used to Android, and Android has so many different options to change within the phone. And what the hell? Why did that look like there's a red light on there? But they have so many options on the phone to change stuff. And when I was using my iPhone, I'm like, where are all these options? And people would be like, you can't do that. Like your iPhone, you only have like basic little options that you can do. Like you can't. And that's why I was told that I like Android better than iPhone, because, well, the way that it was put to me was well, I don't want to say too smart, but it was just I expect more options. Whereas iPhone, you only get like this small little, thing of options that you get. So you had a Droid and a Droid X. I'm like, I've never had a Droid X. I don't even know what those are. I've had Android, but isn't that like a brand of phone? Isn't it like Motorola Droid or something like that, or something? I can't remember. The iPhone has a personality. See, I didn't see that at all. The iPhone seemed super, super bland. Like there was nothing. I don't know. You could do a bunch of stuff, but it just seemed dumb. It was just, I don't know. It felt like you were like all walled in, like you had to do things the way they wanted you to do it. Whereas with Android, you can like change every single option on your phone. But iPhone, like it was like no. I mean, and not only that, but I hate it when like you would like just like with Android, you click on somebody's name and it would bring up all their information. On iPhone, you click on their name and it called them. I'm like, I don't want to call them. I just want to like look at their phone number and like see if it's the right phone number that I'm thinking or something like that. But there was all kind of dumb stuff like that. What else did I hate about the stupid iPhone? Siri. I didn't really like her that much. Although I will say Alexa's more stuck up than Siri, though. Now Go Ham is an LG V40. LG makes some good phones. I haven't had an LG like 12 or 13 years. I mean, I think it was a flip phone last LG I had. Yeah, pretty sure it was a flip phone. I had a BlackBerry at one point. Yeah, LG makes some good stuff. Like TVs, phones, lots of their stuff are actually really, really good. Cemetery says the LG phone was bland too. I haven't seen one of the new LGs, so I don't know about that. But the old ones, like the flip phones and stuff, they were pretty decent. Eric doesn't even have a cell phone. Because it refuses to have one. Yeah, well, I see the argument for that too. I've seen lots of people that do that, or that movement of people that are like giving up their smartphone and going back to a flip phone. That way they can't like go on Facebook and Twitter and all this other stuff on their phone, and like they can just text and call, and that's it. I've seen a lot of people do that, but I don't know. I get it if you're like really, really addicted to your phone, but I have no problem setting my phone down and walking away from it for hours. So that, and I have my data turned off. So that's why I think my last bill was like $14. So my all-time high bill was when I went to Canada and used my phone, data, and text messages in Canada. And my bill was like $25. But I don't know. I leave the data turned off on my phone, so that never gets used. So if you hit me up on Hangouts, I'm not going to get it until I hit a Wi-Fi spot. So pretty much when I'm not in Wi-Fi, the only thing I can do is text and call anyway. So, and because of my service plan, I only pay for what I use. So that's why, like, I'll get a $13 bill. I'll get a $15 bill. Like I said, the most I've ever had was $25. So, oh wait, I missed something. Yeah, Android devices are geared more towards being able to allow people to customize the way they want. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I like Android a lot better. Apple was like, this is the way we made it, and that's the best way. So that's the way you have to have your phone. And that's what I don't like about iPhone. And Cemetery says my phone is a 3-foot antenna I have to pull out. I haven't had an antenna on my phone in a long, long time. Patriot says Cemetery got the big bag too. I remember those phones. Goham says, hell with that. I can't live without my smartphone. You'd be surprised. It's really, really like when I turned the data off, I was like, oh man, I'm going to be missing so many this and that and everything. No, when I'm at work, I have Wi-Fi. When I'm at home, I got Wi-Fi. And when I'm traveling between the two, I don't need Wi-Fi. I don't need to know that, I got a message on Hangouts or I got, a new YouTube video just came out or anything like that. It doesn't bother me at all. And then when you get to where you're going, you usually have, almost everywhere you go has Wi-Fi anyway, and it's usually free. So why pay for Wi-Fi when you don't really need to pay for it? Plus, not only that, but I like pulling up at my house or wherever I'm at, and all of a sudden my phone goes off and it's like, oh, you got like 2 emails and a Hangout message, and there's a new YouTube video that someone put out, and somebody else is live on YouTube and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, look at all these messages. But no, that's one thing I have not missed whatsoever. I turned the data off. I did that in January. I haven't missed it yet. I just let that stuff go. And like I said, I haven't missed it at all. Like, I'm usually around Wi-Fi, so usually I have it. So, and when I had that iPhone, because it was a work phone, every once in a while, if I needed to, I would just turn that as my hotspot, and I would turn that on and then log my phone, my Android into the iPhone, and bang, now I have Wi-Fi. I did that in the airport when I was going to Canada. I think, when I was in Chicago, I turned on the Wi-Fi just so I could like message back and forth and be like, hey, I'm on my way. I'm almost there. Goham says, where's Rob Z? He didn't want to be here, so I'm not going to try to make him. Pedro said, if I had a laptop, it probably wouldn't be pressed to have my smartphone. Phone pretty much replaced my CPU. See, I cannot do that whatsoever. I like having my smartphone, but maybe that's my thing. Maybe that's why I don't mind not having data on my phone, because I do not use my phone like everybody else does. I will use it to get messages and look at stuff. I'll hop on YouTube. I barely ever watch YouTube videos on it. I'll go onto YouTube and look and see if somebody put out a video, and then when they do, I'm like, oh, I'll just hop on my computer and then watch it. But I don't know. Like, I see people like always using their cell phone. My cell phone's too small. I've got like the biggest cell phone they make. I think it is the Note 5. I mean, that thing's a gigantic freaking screen. I spilled beer on it earlier. But it's like gigantic freaking screen, like one of the biggest ones you can get. And it's still way too small for me. My tablet, I've got a tablet and dang thing's like this big, man. I mean, it's, I don't know, that big. Still too small of a screen. I've got my computer right now. I have two 32-inch monitors. And even that is a little bit too small for me. I would have went a little bit bigger, but I got these at a really, really good deal. I think I paid like $110 a piece for these. They're actually smart TVs. They're here's the remote. It's a TCL Roku TV. It's got all these goofy little buttons and stuff like that on there. But they're freaking awesome. I love these TVs. Except for this one. I don't know what the problem is with this one. Every once in a while, my PlayStation doesn't have sound, and I gotta unplug the HDMI cord and put it in the other HDMI cord, switch it, and usually it still doesn't have sound, and then unplug it and put it back in the other one, and usually the sound comes back. I have no clue why the hell that does that. It's probably some weird glitch, but oh, but I do. Oh, well, I got this desktop. I got another desktop right next to it that I don't even really use. I got another desktop in my room that I don't use. I got a laptop in my room. I got a tablet. I got my smartphone. I got my other smartphone. And out of all of them, I like my desktop the best. It's the best. My laptop sucks. When I went to Canada, I took my laptop with me, and I'm like, we're gonna go live while I'm in Canada. This will be great because I was gonna be there from Tuesday to Tuesday. So I figured, heck yeah, man, we'll be doing a Friday live stream and a Monday live stream from Canada. This will be great. Took my stupid laptop there. Laptop was acting up. The camera wasn't working. The microphone wasn't working. The laptop wasn't working, and ended up not even going live. As a matter of fact, I still have a live stream scheduled on my YouTube account from when I was in Canada, from that last Monday, where we didn't even go live because everything was just screwing up. So that was one of the things I've been kicking myself in the butt about. Before I went to Canada, I was going to buy a new laptop. And then I was like, nah, I've already got this one. I'll wipe it clean and put Linux on there instead, and it'll be fine, because Windows was working okay. And I'm like, well, we put Linux on there, it'll be like 10 times faster. And then I wiped it clean, put Linux on there, and it just started acting up. It was just weird. Every once in a while, like every, I don't know, 8 YouTube videos that I watch, I have to restart the computer. Like, just turn it off, turn it back on, and start all over again. But it also has to be like 14 or 15 years old, so it's pretty daggone old. Taco Bell Reaper Ranch isn't hot. I never expected it to be, because it says Taco Bell. Any mainstream product that says Reaper, Ghost, anything like that, usually it is not hot. The hottest thing I ever got mainstream product wise was Del Monte ghost pepper pickle chips, or you know what I mean, pickles. And they're not that hot, but they're probably the hottest thing that I've ever got, like that I bought from the store, including like ghost pepper hot sauce. What the heck was that? The other stuff. I don't think it was Reaper hot sauce. It was some kind of hot sauce. But it's probably spicy to normal people. No, probably not. What I've found is stuff like that is not spicy. It just gives me heartburn. Devi, stop. Pager says you might have a kink in my HDMI cord. Try a new one. I did. I actually have like 4 HDMI cords just sitting around, because that's immediately that's what the problem was. And I flipped it to a new one. Exact same thing kept happening. Not every single time. It was just I'd turn off my PlayStation, turn it back on, and now all of a sudden I don't have sound. I'm like, well, what the hell's going on? But I already tried that, so I don't think that's it. I think it's the TV itself, actually. I don't even think. At first I was thinking it was the PlayStation, but I'm pretty sure that it's the TV. I just need to add Reaper. Yeah, that would be good. Well, that's a good point, Eric. Bet they can't buy fresh Reapers to put in there. Well, then quit calling it Reaper. Yeah, that's my point. If you can't get Reapers, you're not going to put Reaper in there, then don't call it Reaper. Like, they probably just put like a bunch of Tabasco sauce in there, and they're like, yeah, it's Reaper. Like, you know, that stupid fire sauce they have. I remember every time I would go there, I would get that stuff and put it on my taco, and that stuff is not hot whatsoever. It's like putting vinegar on your taco. Yeah, nothing is spicy at Taco Hell. That's for darn sure. But that's the same with like most mainstream stuff, but most people can't handle that kind of stuff. If they actually put Reaper in there, like there'd be so many people like, oh my God, it's the hottest thing I've ever had. And now instead of that, they're like, I eat Reaper. Now they can talk themselves up, and then they come across someone like us and we're like, oh yeah, you want to try some Reaper stuff? Here you go. And then they're like, what the hell is that? That's way hotter than a Reaper. Like, no, that's what a Reaper is. There's a reason it's the hottest pepper in the world. Correction. The hottest certified pepper in the world. I'm convinced Brazilian brain strain's hotter than a Reaper. I've had Reaper before. It did not seem anywhere near as hot as a Brazilian brain strain. A chocolate brain strain, or was it chocolate? Yeah, chocolate brain strain. Whew. I'm willing to bet that's way hotter than a dang Reaper. Those things are gnarly. Douglas, pretty sure that's hotter than a Reaper. I had a Butch T Cross with a Douglas. Pretty sure that's hotter than a Reaper. M.A. Wartrix, that's probably hotter than a Reaper. Wait, what do you say there? I think they have new hotter hot sauce. Yeah, you can put like 3-4 of them on there. It's still not going to be that hot. The Wendy's Ghost Pepper Chicken Sandwich. I have not seen that. And I eat at Wendy's a lot this year because where I worked, they gave us 30-minute lunch break. Well, meal or whatever the heck they called it. I forget. And Wendy's was like right there. So, and I think Wendy's is probably one of the best fast food places you can go to. And I ended up going there a bunch, and I saw they had like all kind of new chicken ones. It was like chicken avocado BLT, and there was like I think there was some jalapeno chicken BLT or something like that. But I did not see the ghost pepper chicken sandwich. If I'd have seen that, I would have at least tried it once. Even though it'd probably be like $7 just for the stupid sandwich. It's getting ridiculous at fast food, man. I can go to the grocery store and for $7, man, I can buy all kind of food. But you go to fast food, like $7 for a stupid sandwich. That's ridiculous, man. Go Him says fire sauce, disgusting. Yeah, I agree. I only put it on because it was the hottest hot sauce they had, and I'd put it on there. And that was before I even got into hot stuff. I haven't been to Taco Bell since I got into hot stuff. I have not been to a Taco Bell at all. No. Or wait. Yeah, the last time I went, I was about to say like, no, I went there since, but no. 2012, I went to Taco Bell like 4 times just because I was by one. It was a KFC Taco Bell. So I would get tacos and I would get like chicken and mashed potatoes and coleslaw and all kind of stuff. But no, the last time I was ever at Taco Bell, January 2013, when I was on vacation, we went to Disney and we were down there and we ended up stopping at a Taco Bell. And I think I ordered like 7 tacos and I ate them all. Like that's how hungry I was. We were at like one of the Disney parks all day long and I didn't eat anything all day. And then we left and went to a grocery store and everybody's like, I'm going to get sushi. And I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but sushi is not food. Sushi's like a snack. Like you get that stuff and like after you're done eating, you eat some of that stuff. Like I can't get full on sushi. Like it's a snack. It's like trying to like, oh, I didn't eat anything all day today. I'll just eat a bag of potato chips. Like that'll just make me sick. Like, but anyway, wait, where did I go here? There might be the HDMI port on the PS. I don't think that it's the HDMI port on the PlayStation itself because it'll eventually work. And usually it's when I unplug it from the TV and plug it back in. I just have to try a couple different ports and then finally it starts working. So At least Wild Wings have heat. Yeah, I haven't been to a Wild Wings in a long time. Actually, when I was in Canada, me, JT, Shocks, and Susie were all supposed to go to some like Wild Wings type place that they had in Winnipeg. And we ended up not going there. We ended up just going to the bar at the hotel I was staying at, which is in my video and Shocks' video, but not JT's video. Go Ham's convinced Death Spiral is hotter than a Reaper. I am too. I haven't even been around a Death Spiral yet, but I believe you're correct from everything that I've heard from everybody else. What up, Hulk fan? Yeah, I believe that's correct. Eric's got a Death Spiral going. Nice. Cemetery says I don't get to try cool peppers. Well, you got to grow them. Or know somebody that will send them to you. And Pedro says, I think Wendys has a jalapeno chicken sandwich right now. I think that's the one I was talking about. There's one like with an avocado chicken BLT. And I think there's like a jalapeno chicken BLT. And there's another one. Can't remember. I haven't been to Wendys in like a month now. Yeah, about a month now. So I'm not exactly sure. What up, Lisa? How you doing? Yeah, there you go. There you go, Cemetery. Eric says he'll hook you up with some peppers. Lisa says, hi, Go Ham. And Go Ham says, not today. That's pretty funny. Nice. Cemetery, you're only like 2 hours from Eric? That's pretty cool. Lisa's late. Hey, as long as you're late to the live stream and not, late. No, it suck. Oh, nice. Pedro got a chicken. Pedro got a package from Barnyard Chicken. That's awesome. Oh yeah, spread the love. Nice. Pedro got the package and he still has one more coming. That's awesome. Yeah, I wish Wendy's had the ghost pepper chicken. I wish I would have been able to try that one. It's probably not hot, but it's kind of like their spicy chicken sandwich. It's not spicy. Like, not at all. It's kind of like when they were making the batter mix for the chicken. They just kind of added a little bit of vinegar to it or something. But I do like Wendy's better than most of the other fast food places. Although right here in our small little area that I would have to go and get food while I was on break, I really would have wanted to go to the Mexican restaurant, but that's just a little bit too far. Or I would have got there, grabbed my food, came all the way back, and not had any time to eat it. But now we got McDonald's, which I'll never go to again. We got Wendy's. We got Subway. I'm okay. I'll go to Subway, but it's not one of those places where I'm like, let's go to Subway. We got a Jersey Mike's. That's actually pretty good. At work, they would get us those catering boxes where I guess they would just make like a big sub and then cut them into like sandwiches that are like this big, like little pieces and stuff, and then put them into the box and everything. And by them doing that, I was like, man, Jersey Mike's is actually really good. Like, their bread is amazing. I don't know what bread that we had, but whatever bread that they got was amazing, because that's what sold me on it. Because anybody can make like a club sandwich or a Italian sandwich or anything like that, but their bread was really good. Go Ham wants to know how my plants are all dead. Eric doesn't like Subway. I'm not a fan of Subway, but at the same time, I don't hate Subway. I don't like the whole Jared thing. Yeah, like Goham says, Jared's messed up Subway for me. Yeah, I don't like that at all. But I never liked Jared. Like from the day he debuted on the Subway commercials, I was like, there's something weird about this guy. I just don't like him. He was just so overly nice, and I don't know, he was just weird and creepy to me. So from day one, I never liked that guy. So I just put that right out of my mind. I'm like, okay, well, Subway made a mistake. They just have some idiot as a spokesperson, but they make okay food. And actually, I had a friend. I say friend because I knew the guy. It's not like we hung out or anything. That owned a Subway up in Crawla, and I remember he opened it, and I was like, "Oh, right!" Like I would eat at every restaurant up there, and in this wintertime, there's like barely anything open. So I would hit every single place over and over and over again. And when Subway opened, I'm like, "Finally, a new restaurant!" So I'd go there, and the guy liked me. And well, long story short, selfishly, I told him, you know what you should do? You should be open on a Monday because on Sunday because he was closed on Sundays. And I'm like, you should be open on Sunday. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because I worked up here for like 13 years. Nobody's open on Sunday. There's like, I named off all the restaurants. I think it was like 2 restaurants that are open. And I'm like, every Sunday I have to go to one of those 2 or bring my own lunch because those are the only restaurants that are open. And he's like, okay, well, maybe I'll take your advice. And like 2 weeks later, I didn't go there for like 2 weeks. And like 2 weeks later, I went back and he's like, that's the smartest thing I ever did. He's like, I make way more on a Sunday than I do in like 2 days that I'm open. He's like, thank you. So he actually bought me my lunch that day. He paid for my lunch. He was like, it's on the house. And he just paid for the entire thing because that's how much he appreciated the advice. But I mean, like I said, I was just being selfish. I just wanted another place to be open. What did I miss here? Cemetery said I like to bring the sandwiches home, make them hotter. Yeah, that's what a lot of us do. That's what I do with my Mexican food too. I always bring that stuff home. Actually, I would take my I haven't had it in a long time, but Allegheny City Farms hot sauce. I would take that with me and I would go get my Mexican food and then sit in 7-Eleven's parking lot. I'd get a drink from 7-Eleven, sit in their parking lot, and I would just dump that Allegheny City Farms all over my Mexican food and eat it like that. When I go there, I always ask them for the hottest hot sauce they've got. And I guess the hottest they make is just made out of habaneros. So it's not that hot, but it has a little tiny twang to it, I guess. It's better than the fire sauce from freaking Taco Bell. What's Patriots say? Bravado Spice Company, Ghost Pepper and Blueberry and Black Garlic Carolina Reaper. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That Ghost Pepper and Blueberry sounds awesome. Subway tastes fake to me. Yeah, it does. I'm not gonna say anything like that. I'm not gonna like go against you on that one. But when you just want fast food, like when it comes to fast food, it's not that bad. It's better than McDonald's. That's for damn sure. I'll never go to McDonald's again. I haven't been to a McDonald's since like 3 years before this Wendy's opened up. Wait, Italian herb and cheese bread. That's usually, I think that's the one I always get. Or no. I think I usually get the wheat or whatever. I don't know. I mix it up every once in a while. But like I said, I don't really go there that much. Subway is bread witch. Not enough meat for all that bread. Yeah. And it's like overloaded with toppings. Like every time I go to Subway, I make sure to say lettuce last. Like I will go through every single topping I want, and then I'll say just a little bit of lettuce. Because if you don't, they stack that lettuce on there, and you can't get your sandwich shut. And ugh, it's such a pain, man. What's that mean? Fork and chomo? Lisa says I always get double meat, double cheese, steak, roast beef, pepper jack, bell peppers, onions, and creamy sriracha. Dang, that sounds good. I could go for that right now. That's one thing. When I go to Subway, I've never got double meat, double cheese. Not one time. I usually will stack up the extra ingredients and like kind of take them off and have like a salad on the side kind of thing. Yeah, when they had $5 11 and a quarter longs. Yeah, they called them foot longs, but yeah, that was that was pretty good. Now Jared's getting double meat, that's for sure. Walmart subs are better than Subway. I've never, or no, I've eaten a hot dog. Oh, what the hell are they? Nathan's hot dogs that they got there at Walmart. And I think I ate like popcorn chicken, but that's the only things I've ever gotten food wise from Walmart. I pretty much only go to Walmart for dog food or oil, or I bought a battery for my truck. That's just about it. Busted out the tape measure. That's pretty funny. See, I didn't even know Walmart made subs. You can get a party sub for $40. Yeah, now I'm kind of against Walmart. I don't like Walmart. We have Harris Teeter. They make pretty decent subs, but their bread is so dang hard. And I remember when they first opened up in Kerala, I'd go there and get a sub every once in a while. But their bread is just so freaking hard, man. So I quit eating those. But they do make good subs. I will give them that. Walmart would make bank if they made different kinds of subs. See, I don't even know what kind of subs they make because I'm just finding out now that they make them. But now we got Harris Teeter, they'll make subs. We got Food Lion, they make subs, but they're not like made to order. They're just already made and put out on like the shelf, not the you know what I mean, refrigerated shelf. But Lisa says she doesn't get lettuce. I like lettuce on stuff, but exactly, lettuce is like crunchy water. But I love having lettuce on a sandwich, but when I go to Subway, it has to be the last ingredient put on there because otherwise they will just load up the entire sandwich with lettuce, and I don't want that. I'm too busy trying to get tomatoes and banana peppers and jalapenos and whatever those like. I guess they're just sautéed peppers and even mushrooms. I normally don't get mushrooms, but anything that they got. God, here Paige says I think they do. Eric says they got several kinds at our Walmart. See, I don't even know where you would go to get a sub at Walmart. That's how little I go into Walmart. When I go into Walmart, I only go like I would buy like socks. Yeah, socks, oil, dog food. And that's pretty much it. I won't even buy like a video game at Walmart. I won't buy a TV at Walmart. I won't buy unless I absolutely have to. Like if I had a TV that was broken and I needed one like right this second, then I guess I would do it. But Paige says if you live near a Publix, those subs are good. We just got a Publix. Just I think last summer. I think they've been there about a year now. And I've never been inside the Publix. I've only been by it like twice. But from what I hear, they're very, very expensive. And so when I heard that, I'm like, well, screw that, man. Yeah, I go to Food Lion. It's like the cheapest grocery store. And if I wanted to get all fancy and stuff, I'd go to the Harris Teeter because they're pretty expensive too. Every once in a while, they have really good deals on meat and stuff like that. But Lisa says, like the Boar's Head sub, they have a Kroger and HEB. So we don't have a Kroger or an HEB. I've never even seen an HEB. I think I've seen a Kroger before, but we don't have any of them. We just got a Publix. So that's our third. We had one grocery store for the longest time. We had like 3 different locations, and it was Food Line, which is based out of Salisbury, North Carolina. And I'm kind of a fan of Food Line because they're North Carolina based. And from what I hear, I think it's Salisbury, North Carolina, wherever they started from, apparently the town helped out the grocery store with money or something like that. So as soon as they started making money, ever since then, they give money to that town. And I always thought that was a really cool idea. So I've just been a fan of them. And then we finally got a Harris Teeter. It's been a little bit now. It's probably like, it might be like 10 years ago now. And then just last year we got a Publix, but I've never been in Publix. But I have heard, I think Blumberg was telling me that the Publix subs were really good, but I've never been in there. Jimmy John's bread. I've never been to a Jimmy John's. I don't think we have one anywhere around us. Like, we just got this Jersey Mike's. I didn't even know we had it until the work that I was working for bought us some. And I'm like, whoa, where the hell did this come from? And one of my breaks, I went over there and I screwed up because they have all these awesome subs that we got. Because like I said, they make like a big sub and then they like cut them into small pieces and put them in like a little box and stuff and call it a catering box or whatever. And then I screwed up. I went over there and I'm like, I'll get a Philly cheesesteak. I'm like, it only took like 2 bites where I'm like, that's why I don't normally ever get a Philly cheesesteak anywhere. Like, it's that garbage, like pretend meat that they got. And I've never had a true Philly cheesesteak with a Cheese Whiz. I'm not going to do that. That's disgusting. I freaking hate Cheese Whiz. Eric likes Boar's Head. So does Lisa. Boar's Head is freaking awesome, man. That's Harris Teeter. They make theirs with Boar's Head. Socks and thongs. Oh, HEB's Texas-based. That's why I haven't seen one. I mean, I've been to Texas. Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado. But I don't ever remember seeing one. What's up, Maya? How you doing? Wait, what? Roller Food has Kroger food in it? What's Roller Food? I don't even know what that is. Walmart gives me anxiety. I only go if they have a deal I can't pass up or something I really needed or wanted. The only time I ever go to Walmart is if I need oil for my truck or if I need dog food. That's like the 2 times I ever went. Oh, no, I did buy food at Walmart. I remember I bought fruit cocktail at Walmart, like just 1 can, and it really wasn't that good. It was like, I don't think it was Sam's Club, but it was some like Walmart brand thing. Because I was getting it at Food Lion, and it was just Walmart or Food Lion's brand. And I was like, what the heck? What's the difference? You know, like, it's probably pretty good over at Walmart too. And I got it, and I was like, man, I was wrong. Walmart is a place to pick up fat hoes. Yeah, probably. There's a reason they make that People Walmart website. What up, Omar? Pig feet is delicious. I've never had pig's feet. And really have no desire to have pig's feet either. I've seen it at the grocery store, and I'm like, what the hell is that, man? See, like, it's right next to, like, the pig's tongue and cow tongue and, like, all the weird, what they call delicacies, and it does not look like a delicacy. Garden hose. That's funny. Yes. That's another thing that bugs the crap out of me, Pedro. They only have like 2 registers open, but yet they'll have like 8 check yourself out registers. And I refuse to do that. I hate those so much. I never wanted to be a cash register, so I don't want to do it when I go to a Walmart. Like, when I go to Walmart, I always go to the garden exit. Like I go in the garden and I come out the garden, and right there next to the garden center, they have this one checkout over there that always has a cashier, and they will ring my crap up for me. And I like that way better. Like I refuse to go to Walmart after like 5 o'clock because they close that garden center cash register down. And then I know I have to go up front and check my own stuff out. And like, I don't want to be a cashier. So it freaking bugs the living crap out of me. Although I did, when I would go to Harris Teeter, and like get those subs and stuff, I found out like a glitch that they had. I think they fixed it though. But I would go there, and because I hated checking myself out, they would always ask me, like, did you bring any bags? Well, I never bring bags when I go to the grocery store. Like, I know some people do, and that's great, but I never do. Like, I don't even use a bag anyway. So it's not like I'm going to use their bag or, anything like that. But every time they would ask me, like, did you bring a bag? I'd say, yeah. And they'd be like, how many bags did you bring? And I'm like, 99. Well, I didn't know you got like 5 cents off every bag that you bring. So I'm telling them I'm like 90. I'm like getting like a, $5, $6 sub, and they're charging me like $1.07. And I'm like, dang, man, I don't know why it's so cheap. And then one day I looked on the receipt and I'm like, oh, bags, 99 bags. Like, I got all this money back because I brought 99 bags, which I didn't bring a dang bag. But I think they fixed that glitch, though. The first of the month, it's called Club Wally World. I don't know. I had a buddy that was trying to get me to like buy beer at Walmart. And that's another thing I refuse to do. I'll never buy beer or cigarettes at Walmart. Refuse to do it. They card you no matter what. And when I get carded, it drives me absolutely nuts, man. My entire life, like I turned 21, like they're like, you gotta be 21 to buy beer. Like I turned 21, they're like, if you look 25, we're gonna card you. And then I turned 25 and they're like, oh, no, now it's 30. And then I turned 30 and they were like, now it's 35. And then I turned 35 and they're like, now it's 40. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, if you can't tell the difference between a 40-year-old and a 21-year-old, you should not be a cashier. So that's always bugged me, to the point where like the grocery store I always go to, we have foreign exchange students that come and work in the summertime. And I would go there at night after I would get off work, like late at night. And it was the Asians that came, because we have different waves. It'll be like Eastern European, and it'll be like we'll have some kids from Africa, and we'll have some from Asia, and like they just every couple months or every like I don't know, like 4 to 6 weeks, like those ones leave and then new ones come. And it just so happened to be the Asian kids, and this one girl like refused to sell me beer because she wanted to see my ID, and I'm like, I'm friggin' 40 years old. I ended up going to the manager and complaining. The manager ended up like apologizing, and like I'm like, I know you've seen me here. He's like, I see you here like every day. I'm like, I know, because I shop here every single day because I like this store, but I'm not gonna shop here anymore if I have to put up this crap. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, but I know. Oh wait, let me go back here real quick. Who's got to eat too? Have a heart. Go Ham checks himself out all the time. He's so sexy. Well, you can check yourself out that way, but I'm not gonna do it at the grocery store, or, Walmart or anything. Eric says beer is cheap at Walmart. Yeah, but they card you no matter what. Like, that's their rule. They don't even care how old you are. You could be 80 years old and they're still carding you. And it just drives me absolutely nuts. So I refuse to shop there. I don't care how much cheaper it's going to be. And I only save like $1, and none of their beer is cold. It's all warm. So I would have to buy it like a day in advance and put it in my fridge and let it actually cool down. Whereas I go to the grocery store, I pay like an extra $1 and it's already cold. So I could be out of beer and grab new beer, and I could start drinking it when I get home. But if I bought it at Walmart, I would have to throw one in the freezer or 2 in the freezer and then wait like an hour. And ugh. Their cigarettes are always locked up in some weird case, and you can't get to them. And you got to like talk to some people. It's a mess, man. I hate Walmart. What the, wait a minute. The Italians are on TV. Gotta go. All right, well, take it easy. What the hell? I don't know what the hell Italians on TV means. Cemetery says self-checkout's great when you're buying duct tape, a shovel, and a tarp. Okay. Fury says they never card him. They card me every single time I've ever gotten anything at Walmart. Like, you go in and get starter fluid and they're carding you. Like, they card you no matter what you're getting. It's absolutely ridiculous. Jim Pack never had food stamps. All the strippers and their badass spawn. Yep, that's Walmart for you. Italian people on TV. It's the funniest shit to watch. I have no clue. I haven't had TV in like way over a decade. The only time I watched TV in like the last probably 2008, so 11 years. The only time I ever watched TV was when I was in Canada, and we watched the Yelly guy, the Bar Rescue guy, which is weird. You're not supposed to buy it all at the same time. They still have you on camera. That's funny. Buy-in sections on different days. Oh, that's a good point. Eric says you don't need all that stuff. You got some hogs. You still have to take the teeth out. Well, you can always just go in and take the teeth out after they're done. Lisa says she carded everyone who came into her mom's pipe shop. She was covering her butt unless they knew they were over 35. Well, I'm way over 35. Like, I've actually gotten into arguments with people. Like, they're like, well, how do I know how old you are? And I'm like, look at these eyes, man. Like I got all kind of like bags under my eyes, and like they're all wrinkling and stuff like that. Like, I freaking rode this body hard and put it away wet so many freaking times that you can't help but know that I'm over 21. Not hard to get rid of those. Hang on, let me get another beer. This one's freaking warm. I've been going 83 minutes. I think this is the same beer. Gross. Get rid of it. I'm telling you, if somebody can actually come up with... Where's these at? There we go. I'm telling you, if somebody can come up with an invention of a koozie that is refrigerated, that way your beer constantly stays at the same temperature the whole time, that would be awesome. I would totally buy one. I don't even care if I had to have like a little AC attachment that sat on the floor with hoses going to it or something. That would be fine. As long as it kept my beer cold. That's the hardest part about the summer, though. If you don't do something about your beer, if you don't drink it fast enough, I should say, then all of a sudden your beer's warm. Cemetery is you're only 21? Yeah. And I don't like blame the people that card people and stuff like that, but it just bugs me, man. But that's why I go to the same place for my stuff every single time. Like, I go to the grocery store, I know all the cashiers. Like, they all know me. Like, if I go in, like, usually I'll go in and I'll buy stuff, and they're always like, do you want cigarettes too? Like, they don't even have to ask me what kind I want, how many I want, nothing. They know exactly how many I want, what I want, and everything. All I got to do is say, yep, and then they get it. Happened to me again today. It's that one, I forget what her name is. Some chick. Some young chick. This chick, every time I go in there, she has to bring up her fiance. Like every single time. It's hilarious. I've never hit on this girl or anything, but every single time I go in there, she's like, oh, me and my fiance, we were doing blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I really don't care about your damn fiance. And she brings him up every single time, like as if I'm going to hit on her or I have hit on her or anything. I've never hit on this girl. Like, I don't even think she's that hot, really, but it's weird. That's how I always remember her, because I'm always like, oh, wait for it, wait for it. Today, that was the first time she didn't bring up her stupid fiance. That's weird. You're looking for a beer cozy to your 32-ounce highlights? I want one that has like like coils in it going around and like an AC compressor like hooked to it, so it actually like keeps your beer cold at all times. I think that would be great. Fury says almost out of diet pills. Don't do them. I don't take any pills. Yeah, Lisa says I like shopping at places like that. So do I. That's why I go to the grocery store that I go to. That's why I don't like. Everybody's like, you should go to Publix. Well, they don't know me at Publix. Every single cashier knows me, except for like the foreign kids. But every single cashier at the Food Line knows me. And I mean, to the point where they're like, do you have an MVP card? And then they look at me and they're like, oh, wait, no, you don't. I'm like, of course I don't have an MVP card, man. I don't do that crap. Bill Burr's words. I don't have your little Savey Save card. Fury says, wait for it. All right. I'm waiting. Her game backfired. Oh, yeah, I guess that's her game. I don't know. Like I said, she's not that hot, so it's not like I'd be like, oh, she wants to do something. Like, it's not like I'd be like, hell yeah. It's not my kind of chick. Thin mints. Yes. And the bank too, man. Yeah, like, well, I went to the bank today, and same thing with the bank. That's why I love going. I won't change banks. I love the bank that I have because they know me. Like, I hate when they get a new cashier because they're like, "Do you have your ID?" I'm like, no, I don't have my friggin' ID. Like, you should know me by now. But the one lady that I go to, Erica, I remember her name. She remembers my name. I went in there, like when I first got my bank account, I went in there and signed up for a bank card. They brought, or they sent me my bank card and my name was misspelled. So I went in and I told her about it and she's like, okay, well, we'll get this fixed. And so I think she called up and ordered me a new card. The new card came in, my name was spelled wrong. I took it back into the bank. I'm like, my name's spelled wrong. She's like, well, what the heck? So she ordered me a new card. I got my new card. My name was spelled wrong. I took it into the bank. She was like, what the hell? She picked up the phone and yelled at the people. She's like, no. Like, it was so great because she was like, at one point, she's like, no, I'll tell you what, I'm the one that ordered it. And I know exactly what name that I told you and how to spell it. And you misspelled it on purpose. And it's the same thing that happened with my passport. They misspelled my name exact same way. And ever since then my bank card came in and it actually had the right name on it. And ever since then, I'm like, that's my lady. I love that chick. Like, she always has my back and everything when I go to the bank. And like, I don't have to say anything. I just walk in and she's like, deposit. And I'm like, yep. And she just starts typing in and like pulls up my account right there on the spot. And She knows exactly what I want. I want to deposit my check, get some money back, and I want to get my account balance all at the same time. And she doesn't even ask me if I want to do it. She just automatically does it and writes my account balance on my receipt. Done. Every single time. But that, I love that, man. College days. Yeah. Mini thins? What the hell? Oh, mini thins. Oh, right. Ugh. Yeah, I had some of those. Ugh. Way back. I was like junior high, I think it was. Ugh. Yeah, make your hair on your head tingle. I remember that. Take too many and start shaking like crazy. Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking exactly. Jittery Rex. Yeah, I remember one time I took too many of those and went to the nurse's office and just sat there, like just sitting there, like shaking. Like she let me lay down. I was just sitting there shaking for like an hour and a half. I think that was the last time I ever took them. Take Yellow Jackets. Never heard of them. We took Black Beauties. I remember those. Nice. Yeah, it's nice when people remember you at places. That's why I like mom and pop type places better than like the gigantic ones. Like Walmart has so many people that turn over that I never get the. Yeah. Well, I would go to the back register. Like I said, by the garden center, but I don't think I've ever gotten the same cashier twice. Like every single time I go in there, it's a completely new person. Like one day it's an old white guy, the next day it's a young black woman, the next day it's like an old white woman, and it's never the same person. No days. Ugh. Yeah, I remember those days too. Oh man, Fedra. Holy crap. Yeah, I remember that crap. Nah, that's the reason I don't do any kind of pills anymore. Last pill I took was uh it was 2003, but it was what the hell was it? Um oh, I can't remember what the hell it's called. I don't think it was Percocet. I think it was Percodan. We're drinking Molson Triple X right when it came out in America. It was like that 8 or 10% alcohol beer, and right when it came out in America, I remember we were drinking that crap, and then my buddy was like, "Check out these pills I got," and me and two of my buddies ended up taking them. I ended up blacking out. I remember that was like one of the scariest times I've ever had because, like, literally, I couldn't open my eyes. I was blacked out, but I could hear everything that people were saying, and like they're like trying to get me up and like picking me up and taking me to the couch and stuff like that. And like the whole time, like I could hear everything, like just like I can right now. Like it was weird, except my eyes were closed. I couldn't open them, and I was just like out. Like it was weird. Ever since then, I was like, never again. Like I'm not gonna do that, man. What are you talking about, Fury? You got to do that right now. Got to get clean, and shave, and fix your hair. If you shave your hair, you don't have to worry about it. You still got a B. That's pretty good. I don't think I ever took calculus. I did geometry 1 and 2, algebra 1 and 2. I don't think I ever did calculus though. Jolt and Snickers. Ugh, that would be gross, man. I really don't eat chocolate. I try not to eat that much sugar either, but I'm sure this beer has sugar in it, and like everything you eat has sugar in it. But I try not to eat things with sugar in it that much. But I remember was it the last time? I think it was the last time. I don't know. Maybe it was the other time. I don't know. One of these deer that I shot when I went to Oklahoma. Um, one of the times, I remember I went to the store. I didn't get like the gigantic, oversized Snickers or anything. I just got the regular. Wait, back in the '80s, it was a 50-cent candy bar, but it was like $1.19 or whatever whenever I bought it. But I bought that thing, and I remember I ate like 2/3 of it, and I was buzzing so hard, like bouncing off the wall. I remember putting that thing back in the fridge and was like, hell with that, man. Maybe I only ate half. I forget. Whatever I ate, I was like, what the hell do they put in this crap? Because I always like Snickers because they got peanuts in them. Like, I'm not a big caramel fan. I'm not a big chocolate fan, but I like peanuts. I remember I ate that sucker. I was bouncing off the freaking walls, man. That, and I got, I can't remember if it was the same time or the next time I went to Oklahoma, but I ended up buying like a case of Pepsi or a 12-pack or something like that. My dad was like, oh, you're never going to be able to drink that. I'm like, man, because when I was growing up, when I lived in Pittsburgh, I worked at a restaurant. We got free soft drinks all night long. And I had this cup. It was like this big. I don't remember how big it, like ounce wise it was, but it was probably like, I don't know, 18 to 24 ounces or something like that. And I would get that thing filled up like 6 or 8 times a night, like in 6 hours or, 6 to 8 hours. I would have it filled up like 6 to 8 times. So like once an hour. And I would drink the living crap out of the Pepsi. And I remember we went there. My dad's like, there's no way you're going to drink all the Pepsi by the time we leave. I'm like, yeah, I will. I tried, but oh my God, same thing. I got a freaking sugar buzz so freaking bad. That's when I was like, okay, maybe I'll just quit drinking that stuff. Nice. Lisa's taking the puppy outside. Is it like an actual puppy? Well, I guess I'll ask you when you get back. I call my dog a puppy, but she's like 9. Right, goofball? She's all curled up on the couch. That's hilarious, Pedro. Yeah, I never was into all those extra classes. But then again, I really hated school. Like, hated it. I remember I went to college and maybe I was too young. I don't know. I was only 17 when I went to college, but I went there for like a semester and a half. And I was like, this is so dumb. Like, why the heck am I even here? Ended up quitting. Didn't get a refund, though. They were like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I have no clue. I'm like, oh, well, you should take English and you should take psychology and you should take like all this crap. I'm like, what the hell do I need all this crap for? Like, shouldn't I be taking like machining if I think that machining is something that I should be wanting to do? Or, oh, yeah, but you need English too. I'm like, what the? I understand why the hell I need English to do machining. And then I took the machining class and there was no machining. Like, I just sit around and talk about things. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, throw me on a machine. Like, I'm not going to learn anything by talking. Anyway, I'm a hands-on type person. Like, I can't learn stuff to, just sitting there reading a book. That's not going to help me whatsoever. Like, if I want to learn something, like, show me how to use a machine and let me use it. And then let me screw up a few times. And that's how I learn. So I didn't even party when I went to college. I was too busy. I was working full time and going to school full time. So it was like I'd wake up early in the morning and I'd drive all the way out there and then go to school and like do all that crap and then leave there, drive all the way home just in time to get changed so I could go to work and then work like until late at night and then come home and go to sleep and then do it all over again the next day. It sucked. And I was paying for it myself too. So that was a bunch of thousands of dollars that I'll never get back. Yeah, you have to know what you're gonna do in college. Well, I didn't go into debt, but I did blow through a lot of money, and I was at a community college. My sister ended up going to the University of Pitt, graduated with a degree and all that crap, but not me. I just went to community college and was trying to do some trade school type stuff at the community college, and school's not for me. I'd have been better off, like, if I wanted to do machining, I would have been better off just getting a job at a machining shop and let them teach me the way they want me to work. Because a lot of places are like that. Like, I know, like, HVAC companies, construction companies, electrical companies, plumbing, like, all that different stuff. They would rather you have no experience whatsoever, come on and be like a helper, and you get to learn the way they want you to work, and then they'll like move you up in your ranks and stuff like that. Because I've actually had that conversation with bosses and stuff like that. Like, they'll specifically not hire people that went to school for a trade because they already learned the wrong way and they don't want to reteach them, because they say that it's even harder to reteach somebody the way they want them to work than it is to just get somebody with no experience whatsoever and then teach them the way they want you to work, which makes a lot of sense. That's what I did when I was. I guess I was a manager. Technically, I ran the division. It was like pools and spas. I'd much rather have people that didn't know anything about it. Just, I don't want you to come here with your bad habits. Like, you just come and I'll show you the way I want you to work. And then at all the people I had, except for one, they knew nothing about pools and spas. And I'm like, nope, no problem, man. Just ride around with me for a week and you'll be good to go, man. I'll teach you everything you need to know. And then after that, you got my phone number. You just call me when you have a problem and I'll come and help you. I taught a bunch of people like the way I wanted them to work. And it worked out great because they did exactly the way I wanted them to do it. Brando went to Chile University. Nice. Yeah, same with me, Eric. I never could figure out what I wanted to do. I never had any kind of direction whatsoever until I moved here. And when I moved here, I just realized like I don't have like a specific direction that I wanted to go. I just needed to start doing things. Like, I moved here and my cousin was building his house and he was like, come help me. I'm like, all right. So I went there. I learned construction by working with him. Learn how to like actually use a saw. Like, I already had a saw. Like, I already cut things and made things and stuff like that, but I wasn't that good at it. He taught me like how to like cut a line and where to cut on the line, how to hold the saw, like all that different stuff. Um, just by looking at the way we were building a house, I'm like, oh, so that's how you build a wall. Like, like, oh, that's how you build a header, like stuff like that. But that's the kind of, like I said, that's the kind of person that I am. That's how I learn, is you just jump into it and start looking. Like, I got a job doing electrical and plumbing and HVAC and, everything else like that. You just jump into it and like, oh, I got a problem with this plumbing, and you just start working on it. And next thing you know, like, oh, I got this leak. Like, I'm pretty damn good at finding leaks, the causes of leaks. That is, like, to the point my neighbor called me over because he knew I was good at finding leaks, and he had a leak in his house. He was like, I can't figure it out, man. I'm like, okay, well, let me come over and check it out. I went over there. I'm like looking up at the hole in the sheetrock. I'm like, okay, let me see something here. Climbed up on a ladder, looked up there. I'm like, okay, there's almost no clues whatsoever up here. So let's go up and look at what's right above this. And we went up there. I'm like, okay, we got a shower over here. We got a toilet over here. We got a sink over here. We got another sink over here. So what's more likely the cause? And ended up, it was an intermittent leak. So I'm like, okay, either it's a drain line or, something after the main water. Turns out it was the shower neck. So from where the valves are, where you turn the water on, it goes like you got your hot or your cold coming in, your hot coming in. It goes to the valves, and then off the valves it goes to one, and it goes up to the shower neck line, and it goes to a fitting, and then off there you've got your shower. Dang, what the hell? What do they call that dang thing? I guess shower arm, and then you got your shower head. And it was the fitting where the shower arm went, or actually, it was the fitting where the shower arm went into, right there, because he had this gigantic shower head, and it was so heavy that it was eventually just starting to pull down, and it was just breaking the shower fitting where the neck screwed into the fitting. And I ended up figuring that sucker out really quick. Had to make one tiny hole in the sheetrock, done. He had that sucker fixed in a day. But that's always been my specialty, was finding leaks. But I always think it's really easy, though, because water always finds the lowest point. So all you have to do is figure out where the lowest point is and then just start backtracking from there. That, and I hate doing sheetrock. So I never want to be wrong on my assumption when you finally say, okay, we need to cut open the sheetrock. I think to this day, I think I'm pretty much 99% on finding a leak first try. Wait, where am I at here in the chat here? Pedro said I should have taken basket weaving. I took a class on basket weaving. When the hell was that? It wasn't like a school class. I think it was like church or something like that. Like maybe vacation Bible school or something like that. I can't remember. But I remember taking a class on basket weaving one time. It was a summer course. Brando is part of fraternity, Pepper Caps Case and Capskin Phi. That's what my sister, I believe that's what she went for, environmental science. Yeah, she went for like 4 years, and then that's why she moved here, actually. She moved here to do her internship, and she actually went down to Pea Island, and which is a state park or a national park, I can't remember, and did her internship down there. But that's why she moved here. And she graduated, got all those degrees and stuff like that, and has never worked in that field since. Because apparently it's pretty hard to get into that field, even if you have a degree. She ended up working for the community foundation, and then she worked for, or no, she worked for a boat broker. Then she worked for the community foundation. Then she worked for wherever the hell she works now. I don't even know. Yeah, you can get scholarships. I think my sister did end up getting scholarships and stuff like that too, but my parents paid for all her schooling. They didn't pay for mine, but they paid for hers. Probably knew I was a lost cause. Eric says he's too old. You're not that old. Not that old, Eric. You're the same age as me. If I let you say you're too old, that means I'm too old. Yeah. Yeah. And the youngsters go. Wait, what? People are taking bowling and billiards? That's a class? As much as I like playing billiards or pool, like some people like to call it, and technically it's called billiards. As much as I like playing it, I would hate to take a class on billiards because then you would just have to play it all the time. Like, I don't know about you, but I love playing billiards, but if I ever find myself where I have a pool table at my disposal, like my uncle had a vacation house up the road and he had a pool table. And like when it wasn't rented, me and my buddies would go up there and we'd play pool for like hours on end. And it was like hour 2 or hour 3. I'm like, all right, this sucks, man. Like it just got so old, man. I like bowling though. Bowling was fun, but at the same, I was on a bowling league. One of the works that I worked for, we had like a bunch, like the one company I worked for, I think we had like 8 bowling teams out of all of us because they were like 4-people teams. And me, my buddy, his wife, and who the hell was the other person? I can't remember who the other person was, but we were all on a bowling team, and we were like, "Man, this will be fun." And I think the reason it never got old to me was because we would drink the whole time we were bowling, like the whole time. Like we called it aiming fluid, and like we would show up, and somebody would go buy a pitcher. And then we would just share the pitcher between the 4 of us. And it's right before the pitcher got done, somebody else would go and buy a pitcher. And then before that got done, I'd go buy a pitcher and then bring it back. And then before that got done, the other person would go buy a pitcher. And we just drank the entire night. We'd annoy the living hell out of the people that we actually had to we would annoy the people that we were playing with because they actually took it seriously and we didn't. Like literally, like I remember one time this one guy got so mad because like we were just having fun and like we would take a little bit, like they'd be like, "Come on, you're up. Like why aren't you going?" And I remember he yelled at me this one time and I ended up like walking. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I just walked over there and I just stared him down the entire time. And I just looked at him the whole time. And I just walked over there, grabbed my bowling ball and just whipped it down the aisle like that, like not even looking where I'm aiming or anything, and just walked back over and sat down in my chair. Actually, no, I think I didn't even use, I grabbed my bowling ball first because I had my own bowling ball because I inherited it from my dad. I think I used that one. And right when the pins got reset, I just grabbed a random person's ball and just wailed it down the thing. I'm like, "You're up." Oh, that was so much fun because we were just having fun, man. And like this guy was taking it so seriously. But that was one of my favorite things to do was to annoy the people that took it seriously because they just, I don't know, they took it way too serious. When you take something like that way too serious, it's not fun anymore. Oh, nice. Eric says, I took home economics to meet girls. I took home ec too, man. I loved home ec. Like cooking stuff. That was so much fun. For the longest time, I don't know where they are now, but for the longest time, I had this whole list of recipes that we did in home ec that were awesome recipes. What up, Mark Sark? Yeah, apparently, according to Eric, I'm too old too. Your building analytics class? What's building analytics? That like literally building things or like building houses or anyone mastering Game Boy? Nah. I have a Game Boy somewhere. I mean, it's in Pennsylvania, but I don't know where it is. like old school Game Boy. Tetris and Yoshi. I had Tetris. I didn't have Yoshi though. What's up, Jonesy? It's weird. Annie's chat was on. Yours? I had to reset it. Yeah. Yeah, I saw you went live. Mario Land. I don't remember if I had that one. Eric got a BJ in the classroom. Nice. I didn't. I just learned how to cook and sew. What else did I do? Cooking, sewing. I can't remember. I was one of the only guys that already knew how to sew going into the class. Well, I guess I already knew how to cook going into the class too. That's pretty funny, Brando. Hope it wasn't an all boys school. That'd be pretty awkward. Oh man. Yeah, I had lots of fun. And oh man, I don't remember who my home ec teacher was. But I remember I loved that teacher. They were great. They were really nice. They were always patient. Well, I think they liked me because I already knew how to cook and I already knew how to sew and all that stuff. But I remember when I was, oh, I don't remember how old I was. I was young, but my mom like would sew clothes all the time. Like she had, trying to remember what the hell she had. I can't remember. I know there was something with drawers, and I want to say it was like a bookshelf, but she had patterns, and it was just patterns everywhere, like everything you could ever think of. Like you want a pair of, guys' shorts, she had a pattern for it. You like want some, girl's dress, she had a pattern for it. You want like no matter what it was, she had a pattern for it because I guess because her mom like grew up during the Depression, so she made her own clothes and stuff like that. So my mom did it, and we really didn't have a lot of money, so my mom would splurge on fabric and then have the patterns and stuff, and then she could make pretty nice clothes and not have to pay for them. But I remember one time I actually sewed up like a furry football. Like I actually made like an actual football, but it was like instead of like, obviously with like a bladder and air inside of it, it was just stuffed. I think that was the last thing I ever sewed up. But it was pretty cool because you had to sew it inside out so that you could sew it, because it was like little strips, like the whole way around. You had to like sew the strips together and everything like that. And then whenever you're done, you had to flip it inside out, then stuff it, and then finish sewing up like the very end there. Yep. And I was same thing with me, Eric. I did the same thing. I was like one of the only guys, and like guys were making fun of me for taking home ec. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Like, I'm hanging out with a bunch of chicks. Like, they're like, oh, I'm playing football, and I'm like, doing gym class and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm hanging out with a bunch of chicks, man. Like, get in with them, and hopefully they got a friend for you if they don't like you, or something. But no, I never understood that. People never really got that should have been a thing that they should do. Like I did. That made perfect sense to me. And nobody even told me about that. I was just like, all the chicks are going to home ec. Maybe I should go to home ec too. I took home ec back in junior high. So I guess I was pretty smart back then. Never hooked up with any of the chicks, but at least I got to hang out with them, and they thought I was funny and stuff like that. So a bunch of Rosie O'Donnells in there. It wasn't in mine, man. It was like all the cheerleaders and all kind of hot chicks. Like even the chicks that weren't that hot were still pretty dang hot. But yeah, nah, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, man. Made perfect sense to me, man. Just hop over there and I met that's how I met like most of the girls I knew in like junior high and high school was from home ec. Not only that, but you take home ec, you cook things, and then you get to eat them. Like I never understood that. Like what the hell, man? Like everybody else is like, oh, I'm going to take gym class. Okay, well, good luck with your running around the gym. Like I'm over here, like hanging out with hot chicks and eating food. That was a lot of fun. What's up, Havana? Obviously, you weren't listening to the whole conversation because we were talking about how smart me and Eric were to go ahead and take home ec so that we can meet a whole pile of chicks. Yeah. I don't think, I can't remember. It's been so long ago. But I can't remember. I don't think that the people I went to school with were smart like that. I don't think any of them signed up like the next year. Because I was there again the next year. I was like, hell yeah, man. Let's like cook some food and eat it and stuff and hang out with hot chicks. And then I don't think the guys did. I think they were like, oh, I'm not going to do that. What do you think? I'm gay? Like, I don't give a shit what the hell you think I am. Like, go ahead and call me anything you want. I'm hanging out with hot chicks and eating food, man. Yeah. I forgot all about that too. That's how long it's been. Because shit, how old was I then? I was there. So that would have been, yeah, that was like when I was 11, 12, and 13. When I was in junior high. I guess it was 12 and 13 because it was like, whatever. I don't even know what the hell they call that. Seventh grade, eighth grade? No, eighth grade, ninth grade. Oh, no way. You got to go on trips? We didn't really go on any trips. Not that I remember. I don't think we did. We got to make all kind of food. I remember the one thing I remember making was something we called elephant ears, and they were, it was pretty much like you made your dough, and then you would like flatten it out real good, and then you would make like a cinnamon sugar type mixture, and you would put it all over the top of the dough, and then you just roll that sucker up and then cut them into like like 1 inch pieces, and then you would put them on the tray, and then you just take your hand and just kind of squash it down a little bit, not like put your weight on it or anything. You just kind of like give it a little push on there and stuff, and then whenever you would cook them, they would like kind of puff up and stuff like that. I remember like even after I was out of school, I remember making those suckers like, I don't know. They were kind of like a cinnamon roll, but not really. Like there was no like frosting on the outside or anything like that. But dang, Mark was in the school in the 70s, man. Dang. Nah, I was born in the 70s. So was Eric. Me and Eric both were born in 78. Brando's out of here. Later on, Brando. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, no, I didn't. Um, yeah. This was the 90s. Yeah, that would be like early 90s because I graduated in 96. I've heard. I don't know if that's the same elephant ears though, Pedro. I mean, it could be. I've heard a bunch of people talking about elephant ears. I'm like, oh, I remember making them, and then they describe how they made them. I'm like, that is not the way I made them, man. Like, I don't remember that at all. But might be the same. You're born in 64. Yeah, I was 78. Graduated in 1996. Still have never been to one of my class reunions and have no intentions of ever going there. I'm old. No, it's not that old, man. My dad was born in 53. My mom was born after 53. She never tells us how or what year or how old she is. She keeps that a secret, but you know, like the ladies do. But yeah, you have a great night too, Brando. Thanks for hanging out, man. What, 96? So yeah, I guess I was in junior high in like 89. 89, 90, 91, 92, and then 93, 94, 95, 96 was high school, I think. I can't remember. Dang, your dad was born in 27. Holy crap. What's up, Beth? Dang, 1927. Dang, man. That's like right after World War One, right before World War Two. Yeah, it's only 14 years after they passed the income tax, the Federal Reserve Act. That was 1913. I'm not sure when my grandma was born. I think it was somewhere around there. Yeah, I think that's about when my grandma was born. Something like that. Oh, best freezing corn and green beans. Oh man. I love me some green beans. I still have, or no, maybe I don't. No, I should have a couple. Canned green beans. My mom will get like a pile of green beans and then just can them all at one time. Corn. What's up, Susie? There you go, Mark. Ask and you shall receive. There's Susie right there. She said her grandma was born in 21. Her grandpa. No idea when her grandma was born because she doesn't tell us, just like my mom. Yeah, I can't remember when my grandma was born, but I know she lived through the Great Depression. And she was the younger of my two grandmas. My other grandma was a lot older because when she died, she was like 91 or something like that. My other grandma, I think she was like 68 when she died, something like that. And I lost all three of my grandparents within like 6 months. I lost my grandpa found out about it because he was in a nursing home and he found out about it. And like within a week, he was dead. So I guess he just gave up. And then, so I had like two funerals within like 3 weeks. And then my grandma, the one that was 91, when she died, it was like 4 or 5 months later, she ended up dying. And so I lost all the last three of my grandparents, like all within like 6. Check. Google machine's working. I don't know why it's. There it goes. I'm not exactly sure why it was buffering like that. Yeah, I don't know. Because my Hangouts wasn't buffering at all. But I did see it buffering. And I don't have to turn the data back on, man. This is my home internet. It always has, or should always have internet. And yes, Susie, I do always have. Not only when it freezes, but whenever like it's done and it like just gives you a random screenshot as like whatever your thumbnail's gonna be. That's always too, because it's always like me like, or like, you know, like putting my hands up or some crap. Always doing something stupid. But it should be all right now, right? Isn't it? Oh, where'd it go? Yeah, it's still going. All right. Wearing my awesome Sunday shirt because it's holy. Normally I get mad when I have holes in my shirts and stuff like that, but I love how this shirt, you can actually like see parts of my tattoo like shining right through. Like you can see it over here and here and here and here. That's kind of cool. Yep. That's out there hanging out. Let me see how long I've been going here. Going for what, 2 hours and something minutes? Oh, here, wait, let's flip that. There we go. Let's see. Oh, it even says stream status good, 720p. Oh, it doesn't tell me how many minutes that I've been going for. This one says 2 hours, but I know it's over 2 hours. I set it for 10 o'clock. I started right after 10, so it should be like close to 2.5 hours, something like that. That's pretty funny, Susie. It's called buffering. That's pretty funny. Did she at least laugh? Oh, that's great. That's pretty good. Oh, what's everybody else up to? Like 2 hours and 20 minutes into this live stream, something like that, anyway. Sitting here staring at the map of the U.S. Watching Apollo 18. Is that a movie or a documentary? I don't remember I watched one of the movies. I think it was Apollo 8, wasn't it? Something like that. I can't remember. Oh, it's a movie? Maybe I saw that one. I don't know. Is that the one where they go like to the? It's not that good. Is that the one where they go like to the moon or whatever, and they like go around the moon and have to like use the moon's gravitational pull to like bring them back because like it broke down in the middle or something like that? Like they lost contact for like a bunch of hours until they made it around the moon. I think I saw that. Wait, what? They go to the moon, there's monsters and stuff. Okay, maybe I didn't see that one. That's funny. I've watched lots of stuff about the moon, and I'm pretty sure, Apollo 13. Yeah, I think that's the one I saw. Oh, right, 'cause, yeah, they were, like, saying, like, 13, unlucky 13, and, like, all that stuff happened. I've seen lots of, like, documentaries and stuff like that about the moon, but pretty sure there wasn't any monsters on the moon. I missed that. Buffering is kinda like soaking. He's made it green cheese. What did they always say the moon was made of? Not green cheese. What did they always say? Made of something cheese? Was it green cheese? I don't remember. So what's Apollo 18? Was it like a B movie? Because I don't think I've ever heard of that one. I've heard of oh, you're on Netflix or something, huh? I just watched an awesome documentary about Egypt. Yeah, it was, I don't know where the heck it's from. Oh, I guess it's their documentary. Film Rise documentaries on YouTube. It's called Egypt Episode 1, Chaos and Kings. And I was about to hit Episode 2, The Resurrection Machine. That was really good. I watched that sucker this morning right when I woke up. I was like, I need to watch something. I just turned that sucker on, and it was pretty cool. There's lots of stuff that I don't really agree with, but what you gonna do? Yeah, the one I was talking about, yeah, that is really cool. Um, but I'm a huge Egypt buff. Like, I love learning stuff about Egypt. So that's why I liked Assassin's Creed Origins, because it's set in and around Egypt and stuff like that, and like you got to go into the pyramids and stuff, and or I guess the Great Pyramid, Khufu's pyramid, and but that's how much of a buff I am. Like the whole time, I'm like narrating the game. Like, see that feather? The reason he's got the feather is because that's called the duet. And in the afterlife, Osiris will judge you, and 42 priests will ask you questions, and you have to answer affirmative or negative to every single question. Because they'll ask you, like, have you ever killed? Have you ever stolen? Or have you ever done this or that? And you have to answer negative to every single of the 42 questions. And then they weigh your heart on a scale. And it's the duet, the feather that they put on the scale. And if your heart is heavier than the feather, then the soul eater devours your soul and you'll never be reincarnated again. But if you aren't, then you live on into the field of reeds. Hmm. Read up one they found on Voyager recently, and maybe life out there. fiddling with it. Oh yeah. Well, there's all kind of different stuff. There was something I just read, what, this morning or yesterday? That where the hell was it? It was something about like I can't remember if it was NASA or I mean it had to be NASA, but they were talking about how they found a planet that has 3 suns that there's a very good possibility that there is some sort of alien life on that planet. I can't remember where the heck that place was because I'm like 3 suns. That's not around here anywhere. And how they even found that place, I have no clue. But I just saw it. It was on Twitter sometime. This morning, yesterday, I forget. I was just scrolling through and I saw it. Yeah, I like the Nova documentaries. They're pretty cool. I've watched a ton of them. I just like documentaries in general, like pretty much any kind of documentary. Like growing up, I don't know. I don't think I ever liked documentaries, but there was a point. Um, hmm, weird. Hmm, that's weird. Hmm. But I don't know what it was. Like some point I hit where all of a sudden I just love documentaries. I don't care what, pretty much anything. Like you can give me a documentary on just like things I don't even like, and I'll like it just because that's how much I like documentaries. I guess it started because I was watching all those documentaries about like 9/11 and like the Federal Reserve and all those different kind of documentaries. And I got so into that that it kind of doesn't matter what the documentary is. Like what was the one about the moon landing? A funny thing happened on the way to the moon or something like that. That was a goofy documentary. I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't know. The way I look at it, it's just it it could be true or it could just be entertainment. But that's a crazy documentary. That's I think they focus mainly on like the Van Allen radiation belt and all kind of stuff like that. They're pretty much arguing that they faked the moon landing, but I don't know. The way I always took it was they faked all the pictures, but they actually went there. And that's because of the Van Allen radiation belt. Like they couldn't bring the film back through the Van Allen radiation belt. But that doesn't mean they didn't actually make it there. That just means they couldn't bring the pictures back. Yeah, it's a good one, Susie. Oh, is that a title? Conspiracy? Do we land on the moon? If it is, I may have watched it. I don't know. I've watched a ton of them. That's why I like pretty much kind of went to the conclusion that I'm pretty sure we went to the moon, but we faked all the pictures because they couldn't bring them back. Hmm. I don't know. I'll have to look into that one because I can't remember specifically if I've seen that one. I know I've seen a bunch of different moon documentaries. Yeah, and What's his name? I can't remember his name. Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick. They think that he's the one that filmed it, and that's why he got his big break in, I guess, Hollywood, filming, whatever the hell you want to call it. And then ultimately, that's why they killed him when he did Eyes Wide Shut, because that kind of stuff actually does happen behind the scenes in Washington. And he exposed it, and supposedly that's why they killed him, because they had enough of all his crap. But that was a half decent movie, I think. Yeah, Clockwork Orange was way before Eyes Wide Shut. Eyes Wide Shut was the last movie he did. I think it was like 96, 98, something like that. Clockwork Orange wasn't that the 70s? Or maybe early 80s? I think it was the 70s. I want to say like 76, 78, something like that. But yeah, oh, I remember Clockwork Orange. That was a messed up movie. Actually, I had Clockwork Orange on something, DVD, VHS, something like that, for the longest time. Which Kennedy conspiracy? The entire Kennedy conspiracy? You talking about JFK, RFK, JFK Jr.? There's lots of Kennedy conspiracies. Not to mention, well, then you got Ted Kennedy too, with the dead hooker in his trunk. With Joe Kennedy, the father, that where he was a bootlegger. That's where he made all of the family money. Yeah, I watch way too many documentaries. No, JFK mainly. JFK is probably one of my favorite presidents. And, well, one of them. Say, just thinking of. Shoot, there's somebody else I like too. Oh, Andrew Jackson. I always like that guy too. Thomas Jefferson. But no, JFK was always a great president because he signed into law Executive Order 11110, which still is there today. And that took away the money creating powers from the Federal Reserve and gave it back to the American government so that we could create our own money without having to pay interest on our own money. And it was like 2 weeks later that he ended up dying. But he did tons of stuff. Operation Northwoods, shot that sucker down. Joint Chiefs of Staff brought that to him. L.L. Lemitzer brought him this plan to fake attacks on Cuba, blame it on Cuba, shoot down an airliner, remote control an airliner, and say that it had like a whole soccer team on it, and have it go down, blame it on Cuba. That way we could start a war with Cuba. And JFK said, hell no, we're not doing that on my watch. And like a month or two later, he was dead. There's lots of things that JFK did that was pretty cool. And then, well, he turned up dead. I love conspiracy theories. I don't care if they are even like, I looked up conspiracy theories that there were no planes in 9/11, that they used lasers to take down the World Trade Centers. There were mini nukes in the World Trade Center. all kind of crazy stuff where when you get done with it, you're like, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. But I just like watching them, like just get a different perspective. And like, I don't know, it might convince you, it might not, but a lot of the time it doesn't. But I just like going there, like, go ahead, suspension of disbelief. Go ahead. You got my attention. Let's go ahead and, we'll sit here and hear what you got to say for a little bit. And then I'll go ahead and make up my own mind. Yeah, I was really, really big into conspiracies. That's why, like, when people bring up like JFK, I just start spouting things off because I never went looking into the JFK assassination. Like, there was just all this other stuff that I was looking into where it was like, and then they killed JFK. And you're like, whoa, wait, what? I never heard anything about like that. But yeah, Bay of Pigs, that was a whole nother thing. But yeah, I like looking into stuff like that. I remember like I was just trying to tell my parents about 9/11, and my mom was like, some people think JFK was a conspiracy. I'm like, I've never brought up JFK. Like, why are you even talking to me about JFK? Like, I'm not talking about JFK. I'm talking about 9/11. But I've spent thousands of hours looking up stuff about 9/11. I have tons of books too. Not, um, yeah, I got an autographed copy of 9/11: The Road to Tyranny, and I think that was. I know it was the name of a movie, but I'm pretty sure that's the name of the book too. Um, I don't know. I have hundreds of 9/11 DVDs, like 9/11: The Road to Tyranny, 9/11 in Plain Sight, Loose Change. Oh, geez, oh man, I can't even think of them all now. It's been so long. I'm blanking on them. I got them right over there. It's like on a DVD reel. I mean, it's a stack like that thick. So I guess it's not 100. This would be like 70 or 80 or something like that. But I have tons of DVDs. Okay, let me look real quick. I bet you how they some bitches. Let me see here. It's not that many. Like America, Freedom to Fascism, Zeitgeist, Loose Change, second edition. The Arrivals, I don't remember that. Oh, all right. 1984. Fabled Enemies. That's another 9/11 documentary. Washington, You're Fired. The Great Global Warming Swindle. Terror Storm. Another Terror Storm. Obama Deception. 9/11 Chronicles, Truth Rising. 9/11 Road to Tyranny. Martial Law, 9/11, Rise of the Police State, Dark Secrets in Bohemian Grove. Barry Cooper's Never Get Raided. Barry Cooper's Never Get Busted. Obama Deception again. The Energy Non-Crisis. 9/11 in Plain Sight. Capitalist Conspiracy. Endgame 1.5. Money is Debt. The Money Makers. Loose Change, second edition, low quality. This one just says data disk. America Destroyed by Design. I guess that's all I got on this spindle. And that's just the ones I copied, not even the ones that I actually have hardcore, like real DVD copies of. Yeah, Loose Change was really good. That no, that wasn't the first one I watched. No, Zeitgeist was the very first one I ever watched. My buddy was trying to get me to watch it. But yeah, that was a great one. And then I watched Zeitgeist, the second one. And then I watched like the third one, and I was like, ah, the third one sucks. Like all of a sudden, he's trying to make like a utopian society and everything. And I'm like, ah, it's not gonna work. Hey Susie, how did that spaghetti sauce come out? She's making some spaghetti sauce earlier when I talked to her. Yep. And Loose Change was great. I can't remember how good the first Loose Change was, but I know second edition was good. That was the third one. I can't remember. And then the fourth one. And then I think the one after that was just Jason Burmis, his Fabled Enemies. But yeah, this is just a small faction of the movies I've got. I got tons and tons and tons of movies. And then I got books like all over the place. And heck, I got can't see my books. But I got a bunch of books that are all signed by the author too. It was one of those ones where, like, pay an extra $2 and you get it signed like specifically to you. I'm like, hell yeah. I got like a Michael Badnarik book signed to me. Good to Be King. I got I think it was 9/11 Road to Tyranny by Alex Jones signed. I got all kind of stuff. I forgot all about that CD, the spaghetti incident. What up, Alpha Bear? Sorry about that. I totally didn't see you there. Yeah, and exactly, Pedro. Many things are not that far off. But that's, I don't know. You look into stuff long enough, you start realizing that stuff. Like a lot of these crazy conspiracy theorists, like, really aren't that crazy and they're not that far off. You start looking into what they're actually talking about, and you're like, holy crap, where'd that come from? Oh, let me look that up. Oh, whoa, where did this come from? And then next thing you know, you're like down the rabbit hole. Yeah, same here. Well, not only that, it's not that I wasn't getting any sleep. It was just that's all I would think about, talk about, watch, and everything like that. Like literally, well, I don't have it anymore, but I had a 42-inch TV, and the entire TV, the whole border of the TV was all quotes. And I just had quotes from people everywhere. And it would piss my parents off. They would come here and they're like, why the hell do you do that to your TV? I'm like, because I don't care about the TV, man. I only use the TV. Damn it. It's fucking buffering again? Oh, no. Mine's not buffering. But they'd be like, why do you do that to your TV? Like, it's just like quotes everywhere. I'm like, because you should read them. Like, there's so many good quotes that I had on there. Like, one of my favorite quotes was Thomas Jefferson, where, let me see if I can get this right on the first time. If the American people ever allow the private banks and corporation, or the private banks to control their issuance of currency, the private banks and corporations that grow up around them, I can't remember the whole exact quote, but it's pretty close to the private banks and corporations that grow up around them will leave their children homeless on the continent that their forefathers conquered, something like that. I believe banking institutions are more dangerous than a standing army. What's up, JDS? Oh, hey, Mark, how did they get the name? Don't tell me it was the spaghetti, the flying spaghetti monster. That'd be funny. What's up, Sundays-ish? What's going on? They put the truth in the lies and they call them movies. That's a good quote. Look, there's Pepper Dog. What are you doing over there? Huh? What you doing? This goofy little doggy. What you doing? Oh, you have to go out. Do you? All right. Hang on, let me let this dog out and grab another beer too. All right, come on, let's go. There you go. And one of my favorite things about like conspiracies and stuff like that is how everybody is like, you're just crazy. And then if you just start talking to random people about any of these conspiracy theories or anything like that, like most people know exactly what the hell you're talking about. Like they'll like join right in. Like I can't tell you how many times I've been on a live stream and brought up the Pentagon getting hit on 9/11, and all through the chat, it's just people saying it wasn't a plane, it was a missile, like over and over and over, like different people though. It's not like the same person spamming or anything, but it's just a pile of people going, yeah, it was a missile. Like, didn't you see the footage? Like all 6 frames, 2 different videos, or no, I think they have 3 videos now, isn't it? Or maybe it's only still 2. It was only 1 for the longest time, and it was only, what, 3 frames or 6 frames or something? Yeah, chemtrails. A lot of people don't want to hear about that stuff, man. It's not chemtrails, that's contrails. Like, okay, then fine. They're persistent contrails. Like, you never did that when I was a kid, man. I didn't just sit there and hover in the sky and become clouds when I was a kid. It just dissipated like immediately after the plane went by. I don't know what to think about that crap, but I know Joe Rogan doesn't believe in it. But I never said that I believe everything Joe Rogan believes either, so. Yep. Well, the thing that bugs me the most about Rogan saying like, oh, chemtrails is like, it's not real. Like, he's like, I talk to pilots. Like, okay, like if you actually think it's real, like let's just assume that it is real. You think they're going to tell the pilots? Why would they tell the pilots? You're not going to tell the pilots. The pilot has a place that he goes from this airport and he flies to that airport, and they just put the crap in the plane and he flies it. Like, why would they be like, oh, by the way, we also have some chemtrails that are getting coming out of your freaking plane? I'm not going to tell them that. I'm not going to tell the people that are fueling up the jet either. It's going to be like the people that are like actually making the jet fuel, or, you know, stuff like that. Like that would be the best that they would do. And even then, like, they're not going to tell the people that are making the jet fuel. It'll be the people at the very top, like some scientist that's like, you know, some evil scientist that's like, ah, ha, 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 ha. I'm like, that's the guy that's going to know about it. Not everybody else. They're not going to tell. I mean, I hate that shit when they say that about every conspiracy. Like, oh, if it was conspiracy, everybody would know about it. No, you keep that stuff compartmentalized. You know, you don't tell everybody. Why would you tell everybody? You know, 9/11 was an inside job. Why wouldn't everybody know? Like, because you don't tell everybody. Like, crying out loud, man. You don't, I just don't get the people that have that argument. It just doesn't even make sense. Like, even with JFK, you think like, a bunch of people probably did know, because right after JFK got killed, look at all the people that died. What was it, like 180 people that ended up coming up like missing or dying like in mysterious ways right after JFK got killed? Like, obviously they told too many people that time. Why would they like go ahead, you know, with a later conspiracy and just go ahead and keep on telling a bunch of people, like, by the way, we're actually going to do this. Like, no, you don't do that stuff. Dog is outside barking at something. The flat earth one kind of bugs me though. I don't believe that one at all. I've watched a bunch of documentaries about that, and I don't buy it. I'll buy into the bases on Antarctica and stuff like that before I go for flat earth. How do you time yourself out? You can't. You got to keep talking. But no, the flat earth, I can't get on board with the flat earth one. I just think that's kind of dumb. I always thought that started by somebody trolling, and I still think that it's just a troll level conspiracy theory. I don't think that one's real at all. The ice wall and yeah, all that stuff. Or the hollow earth one. Ever hear that one? Where like what the hell was his name? Was it Bird? It was one of some pilot who said that he flew over the North Pole and he found an opening and he flew his plane into it and then ended up landing, and it was like the hollow earth and blah, blah, blah. And I don't exactly buy into that one either. And I think it was the same guy that said he flew over Antarctica too. I can't remember. Read your text. Where's your text? Oh. Mr. Joe Rogan's an insider for sure. Probably. Mark said Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee seeing how long they could go without bathing before groupies would stop having sex with them. After a couple weeks, a groupie was going down on Nikki. She puked spaghetti. Gross. Oh man, that's why they named it the spaghetti incident. Oh my god, man. Sounds like a scene from Up in Smoke. They used to talk about tons of stuff on Coast to Coast. That was I forget his name now. Mark, was it Mark Bell? Or something Bell. But he was like the second host, I think. Wasn't there a guy before him? And then there's now a new guy. Eric, or was it Eric Bell? Can't remember. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, you don't have to fool everybody, just the majority. Well, that's where Art Bell, thank you. That's what it was. Well, that, I mean, once you start looking into all this stuff, that's when you find out like Operation Mockingbird, where like the CIA is taking over all the news agencies and stuff like that, and they'll put out whatever news they want you to know about. There's tons of the operations that Operation Northwoods, Operation Mockingbird, Operation Paperclip, Operation Bluebeam, like all kind of stuff like that. Yep, that's a good point. Strike a sheep and a flock will scatter. Yes, but Eric, the Nile does not flow south. The Nile flows north. It's one of the only rivers in the world that flows north. flows. Oh crap. Let me look right here. I forget where it's from. Yeah, it's somewhere in the Sudan. Or no, I think it's over here, isn't it? Yeah. Or no, here it is. It keeps going. Oh, that's the white now. It's somewhere in the Sudan. I think it's this. What do they call it? Ashalal Arabiya. It's like a lake, I believe. I believe it technically flows there, and it flows south, and then it turns and goes north and flows all the way to the Nile Delta, all the way up in like Cairo and Memphis. Yeah, past Aswan, past Luxor, and then up to the Delta. Yeah, about Cairo, it starts becoming the Delta. Like I said, I love maps. That's why I keep a map open on my desktop all the time. Yes, propaganda is legal in the U.S. As a matter of fact, if hang on, let me let this dog in. You got tired of waiting? Poor little doggy. Where's this damn book at? Yeah, and if you want to know about propaganda, there you go right there. Propaganda by Edward Bernays. It's Sigmund Freud's nephew. It's a very small book, very easy read, and it tells you all about how they started propaganda in the U.S. In here, they'll tell you about where we got bacon and eggs. That was Edward Bernays. He started a campaign. They had too many pork bellies. And he's like, I'll sell them for you. And that's where we started up. You don't have a healthy breakfast unless you have bacon and eggs. That's where it came from. There's all kind of different stuff like that in here. Let's see. Anything else? Yep. Among his clients was President Calvin Coolidge, Procter and Gamble, CBS, American Tobacco Company, and General Electric. Oh, and in addition, his propaganda campaign for the United Fruit Company in the early 1950s led directly to the CIA's overthrow of the elected government of Guatemala. And what else? I thought they said something about it on the back here. No. But it's even got a little quote down here from Noam Chomsky. But if you like to read books, man, it's a cheap book and it's very powerful. Like, it'll blow your mind. All the different stuff that he did. A lot of the stuff that we know today that are like, oh yeah, that's just a staple of the American, people. That's where it was. I don't know who that is. With an introduction by Mark Crispin Miller. I don't know who that guy was. Yep. Chapters, organizing chaos, new propaganda, new propagandists, the psychology of public relations, business and the public, propaganda and political leadership, women's activities and propaganda, propaganda for education, propaganda and social services, art and science, mechanics of propaganda. Yeah, the women's activities and propaganda, that's all about like how they got women's rights and stuff like that, because they're already taxing half of the household, and they wanted the women to get out there, start working too, so they could get twice as much taxation. And that's where they funded the whole women's rights, women's suffrage and stuff like that. And that was the whole reason behind it. It wasn't because they cared about women. It was because they wanted more tax money. But yeah, I got tons of books, man. What the hell is this noise on my phone, man? No. Oh, why was this going off? Yeah, the reason I have all these books is just in case the internet goes down. Like whether I don't pay my bill and it goes down, and then I have something to do, or literally the internet goes down. That way I actually have a hard copy of things. But oh, nice. Mark's girlfriend wrote an 800-page book of poetry. Let that sink in. 800-page book of poetry. That is a lot of poetry, man. And it's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Awesome. Is she a bestseller on there? I know some people that just make, well, if you know who I'm talking about, I'm just a guy that makes videos on my laptop in my kitchen. His books are on Amazon, and he's a bestseller on there. Actually, I don't think I have any of his books, actually. Yeah, I don't think I could write one page of poetry. Not even a little bit. A dog could probably write more poetry than I could. Right? Can you write poetry? You're just staring at me like, yeah. So, probably. Anyway, that's it. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here. I think that's gone long enough. So, guess I'll just hop out of here and oh, I was like, wait, what? What the hell does that mean, Mark? Hell yeah, man. Freedom of speech is the best. Hell yeah. And don't forget, you have freedom of speech is all about protecting the speech that you don't agree with. Oh, that's the name of it. Nice. Okay. Nice. There you go. That's the name of the book, man. Check it, or the poetry. Check it out. Freedom of fucking speech, baby. Yeah, big fan of freedom of speech. You got to protect that speech that you don't agree with, because start taking that away, then next thing you know, they'll take away your speech. So anyway, yeah, love all you guys too. I'm gonna hop off of here. My eyes are actually starting to glaze over here. That's how long I've been staring at the screen. But check out Mark's girlfriend's book on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Freedom of fucking speech, baby. 800 pages of poetry. So if you had fun, don't forget to do one of those thumbs down below. I don't care which one you do. Do the fun, happy social media stuff down below. We'll be going live again here, I don't know, sometime soon. So if you want to see me play some video games, I've been doing that a lot lately. And yeah, I'll just catch y'all later on. And thanks for hanging out and checking it out. So I'll catch y'all later. Have a good one. Love y'all, and hope you have a great night. So take it easy. My dog also says later on. So all right, well, that's it. I'm gonna end it. I'll catch y'all later.